Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the One Successful Failure podcast, and I am your host, that girl, that damn trip on all of the social media. But tonight, for real, we're gonna be intimate. So y'all can just call me Trip. You already know what this is. And I have ended every single of the episodes with, we want to see you in them goddamn comments. So tonight is the night that I'm going to address all of them goddamn comments. I told you, I promise I'm going to be in here. So, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go live. I'm live, I'm raw, I'm real, and I'm letting you know this is not going to be recorded like on real time. You're going to see me, so I might fumble my words, I might fuck up. You're going to get to meet the real me. So, we're doing this because, first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all the people that have thanked me, who have gotten in the comments and said, yo, Trip, I just really appreciate you being raw, being real, telling your story. I want to thank all the people that hit me in a DM and said, yo, man, I don't know what you're doing and I don't know why you're doing it, but keep doing it, dog. I want to hit the people and thank the people who hit me privately on my phone and was like, listen, I'm going through the same thing. I didn't realize I was going through it. Hey, at one point in time in my life, I had a story like this, and man, I didn't want anybody to know. Hey, at one point in my life, I went through the exact same thing, or I was one of the ones that put somebody else through this, and because you got on here, and you was raw, and you was real, and you told your story, it made me look back at my own situation and reflect on my own healing. And it made people realize they're not as far healed as they thought they were. I'm wanting you to know, for all of you, I'm saying thank you. Now, there was some of you all, you know who you were. Y'all saw it on the story. Some of y'all was like, yo, man, you wrong. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be. Hey, don't tell me what I should be doing. Tonight is the question and answer. It's live, and you can ask me why I was doing what I was doing. But, shameless plug right quick. If you go back and you look at the trailer, episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and the beginning of episode 4, the 4-part series, you will actually hear Michael C. Yeah, my boy Michael C. You'll hear him say, hey man, we want to hear the story that you've been alluding to, that you haven't been wanting to tell, that you've been kind of avoiding, ducking and dodging. So I decided one day I'm going to cut the camera on. I'm just going to say what I need to say. And I'm just going to get it all out. I'm just going to be raw. I'm just going to be real. I didn't know if I was going to post it. I didn't know if it was ever going to come out. All I knew was I was having a hard time. Like, people don't understand. This was 14 years. This was a 14-year relationship. And what y'all are watching, what you watched in the 4-part series, you watched maybe the last year and a half, 2 years of my life. The craziest thing is because of this episode, because of this 4-part series, I have learned so much more about what was really going on in my life that I didn't know about. Oh man, it's absolutely crazy. But I didn't do this to just put anybody out there. I didn't do this to put my whole business out there. Like I said, I did it because I turned on the camera and I was struggling. I was struggling to move forward. Fuck, I'm still struggling to move forward. I say it all the time. I'm still kind of married. I'm still kind of not. Don't ask me about it. Ask her about it. But I'm still struggling with the situation. And I was carrying all this load on my shoulders. Like, why did this happen? Why was she doing this? Why was I allowing this? Who the fuck is Stephanie? Is Stephanie still around? Was she cheating with somebody else? All those questions and all that was still floating around. I'm dealing with heartbreak. I've never in my life, and I don't care about saying it. I will be 45 in September, and yes, I will be accepting all of your gifts. I'll put my little P.O. box in the comments in the chat, because I'm going to see you in them goddamn comments. But for all this time that I've been dating, I've been in the streets, I've been doing all this, I don't really think I ever really put my heart into something. And that's what made this kind of even worse. I allowed myself to be vulnerable. I allowed myself to do something with somebody that a whole bunch of somebodies never got out of me. I took a chance with somebody. I told secrets. I told feelings. I told hopes. I told dreams. I told aspirations. I showed things that I shouldn't have seen or shouldn't have shown. We did things. We loved, we lived, I laughed. I allowed myself to be the Trip that I never knew that I could be. And so for something like that to be turned against you and beat you across the head with it, it's kind of hard to process. A lot of you all see the little videos and y'all like, man, you just telling the story. Nah, I'm not just telling the story. I like how a lot of people been hitting me up and saying, man, you're an amazing storyteller. Man, you should write a book. Man, you should do this. I think a lot of you all forget I'm actually starring in this motherfucker. It's not a story that I'm just narrating. It's not a story that I'm just telling about somebody else. It's not a story that I'm just, I read and I'm putting out there. This is my life. This is my heart that I put out there. So when I turned on the camera and my boy Michael C said, hey, just let it all out, I let it all out. I did everything but cried in the seat because I had an image to maintain. But anyway, that image is out the door. Y'all saw everything. So really I have no representation, no reputation, nothing to hide anymore. You got to see the real Trip. You got to see how I was broken, how I was lied to. You got to see how the person that I love was gaslighting the shit out of me. And as smart as I am, watch the trailer. Anybody that knows me, I went to college, I went to graduate school, I finished with honors, I finished fast. I've always been one of the smart people, but I didn't know what it was like to be gaslit. I didn't know what it was like to be manipulated. I had someone telling me, nah, baby, I don't think like that. You think it too far into you insecure. I didn't even know what the fuck it was to be insecure. I'd never been insecure in my life, but things change. People change. Relationships change. Motherfuckers flip up on you. If you couldn't tell, man, the motherfucker flipped. Now, disclaimer, she wasn't always this way. And even when it was going through the motions that it was going through, not every day was crazy. Some days were crazy good. If you watch episode 5, shameless plug again. If you watched episode 5, there are details about our relationship that I talk about that I wouldn't trade for the world. We had toxicities. I'm starting to learn. I have my own toxicities. That's a hard word to say. It's a hard word to admit that you are. But not all of the toxicities were bad. This was my best friend. This was someone that I had a future planned with. This was someone that I thought had a future plan with me. But the motherfucker had it with me and with somebody else and with somebody else. And that is not excusable. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about things that will be and will not be excused. Number one, I'm going to excuse myself for putting my feelings out there and just saying what I needed to say. Number two, we're going to excuse anybody on here today that has a question that wants to know. I'm open book. Now, I will not talk bad about this young lady. I won't slander this young lady. Most of this that I'm going to answer is going to be about me. So I will answer those things. And one of the answers I'm going to give you is no, I wasn't exposing this girl. I was exposing myself. I'm not a celebrity. A lot of you all that watch this, you don't even know me. You might be nosy as the fuck and that's why you chimed in. Some of you might be thinking that you're married to a cheater and that's why you chimed in. Some of you might be cheating with somebody's wife or husband and you want to see if we was talking about you. Whatever the reason is, y'all don't know me. And not one time did I mention her name. Did I point out where she works? Did I say anything about her personally? Did I say anything, mention her boss's name? No, I gave them names. The tramposa, that would be her. Mi esposa es un tramposa. And she is. For y'all that don't speak Spanish, Google that shit. I'm not finna sit here and answer that. I'm answering questions in the chat. Did I talk about the traitor? Yes, I did. Because that's what she was. Not only was she a traitor to me, she pretended to be my family. She pretended to be someone that cared about me. I kicked it with her, her child, her mom, her dad. I was at her place of business. I was all of that. But she also was a traitor to mi esposa, to my wife. Because she's the exact same person that was hiding the stories for my wife, that lied for my wife, that told me she used my Airbnb. But at the same time, too, she's the same person that played as the witness and came and told me everything that my wife was doing and rubbed it in my face. So if you think anybody is slandering anybody, go holla at them if you know who they are. But I haven't put anybody's personal business out there. If you know, you know. What is it? IYK, whatever. Y'all know what the fuck it is. I don't know them acronyms. I'm 45 years old. But if you know, you know. If you don't, I'm pretty sure you can go on my social media page and Google it. I'm finding out. I'm in her For You Explorer page. But I'm not exposing anybody myself. It's just me. Raw, real. Another thing I'm going to tell y'all is when I turned on this camera, and Michael C said, just let it out. I let it out. I shot for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. See, y'all see a 4-part series. And y'all think that I had a script or something, some shit on the whiteboard. It was none of that. I got in front of the camera. I turned it on. And I talked my little heart out. What little bit of heart I had left. What little bit of heart that Tramposa hadn't trampled all over. I talked it out for 3 hours. And then I just gave it up. I turned it over to production. My boy Michael C took it, chopped and screwed it. If you from Houston, you know what I mean. Maine, hold up. Maine is going down. Whatever. Y'all know what chopped and screwed is. He chopped and screwed it. And what a lot of you all don't understand is probably one day before y'all got to see it, I got to see it. And however happy or sad, disgusted or entertained you were, think about how I was when I had to watch myself back. When I had to listen to all the fuck shit that I dealt with. When I had to see all the signs that were right there in front of me that I didn't see. Football season is about to come up. I know I got a lot of football fans. Go Texans, go Cowboys, go OU. I'm shouting out my teams if y'all don't know what that is. But on Sunday, the teams get to play. And then on Monday, ESPN comes on and they have the quarterbacks on, and the quarterbacks can say, yeah, I saw this, I saw that, and I should have known. Yeah, it's a lot easier for a lot of you all the Monday morning, the quarterback session of my life. It's a lot easier for me to watch it back and see the signs. But when you're actually in the game, when the plays are running and the defense is running at you full speed, all you know is duck and cover, make the fucking play. What I mean by that is when my relationship was going and my wife was happy or wasn't happy, I didn't see what was coming from the defense. I didn't see that she was hiding this man somewhere and they have been doing what they have been doing for way longer than what you know. I'm telling you, you all think that you're seeing all of it. I have found out so much. Matter of fact, I want to send a special shout out. When I said a lot of people was been DMing me and telling me, I had a special person. And you know who you are. You might be watching, you might not. You know who you are that reached out to me and let me know what the fuck was really going on in my life. See, a lot of y'all, like I said, y'all see the last 2 years, year and a half on episode 4, the 4-part series. But I had someone who was actually watching from the inside in and got to see what was really going on and how long it was going on. And not that I encourage that, and not that I'm just giving them all kind of accolades, because they played a part in it too. But if it wasn't for them seeing my vulnerability, seeing what I was going through on here, I wouldn't know half the things that I know now. So like I said, you all can judge me. You all can think it was scripted. You all can say whatever. I put my heart out there, and I had to watch it back the same as you all had to watch it back. Like there's a lot of times right now when I have to promote it or put it out here or do a live Q&A just like this for you all, it's like, man, I gotta watch it. But imagine how you would feel sitting in this seat. I still gotta go to court with this motherfucker. I still gotta walk around knowing that this person is pregnant and it's not with me. I still have to listen to her friends, her family, my friends, my family, the people that's not even talking to me anymore, talk bad about me inside with her. But I'm telling you right now, that was the point of me pouring my heart out, and that's the point of me doing this Q&A. You see the shirt. I could have wore the one successful failure, but today I'm showing up as a successful fuck up. Did I fuck up the relationship? Yeah, probably sometimes. I could have been better. A lot of y'all can be better. We're not perfect. Did I fuck up by telling this story? Yeah, I probably fucked up the good image of myself that I had. You know, I'm an advocate in the cancer community. I got sisters, I got brothers, I got nieces and nephews. Probably fucked up a little bit of their reputation too. But this is about me. This is about my healing, my journey, my being gaslit, my relationship with a crazy ass narcissist. And this is my story. So just like I said, no more of that. No more apologies, because I'm not apologizing for what I did. I'm explaining to you, but I'm not sorry at all. And if any of you are going through what I've gone through, if any of you have gone through it, tell your story. Don't be sorry. It is what it is. Mi esposa es una tramposa, and no matter what I did, if you don't want to be somewhere, you have all the rights to leave. If you don't want to be with somebody, get the fuck out. There's no reason to lie, cheat, steal, gaslight. There's no reason to sleep with other people and bring it home to your spouse. There's no reason to get married. Now I got to walk around with a motherfucking scarlet letter on my chest. And no offense to anybody that's divorced. And yes, I'm making jokes. But that's the way I feel. I had told her from the beginning, I don't want to get married if we're not going to be married forever. I want to marry somebody that I'm going to be with forever. I don't want to feel like I'm walking around with a scarlet letter. I'm not making light of it. This is how I feel. But now I got to go get me a fucking D. Letterman's jacket because someone chose to be an insincere, insecure, lying narcissist. And in the end, there's always going to be somebody that pays for it. So, just as I promised, this is a live Q&A, man. No more of them stories, no more of that drama. Let's get to the motherfucking questions. Hey, man. Hey, Tate, thank you for joining on. I appreciate everybody. First of all, I appreciate you all for jumping in. I appreciate you for the questions. Now, if it's something foul, I'm letting you know, I'm either not going to answer it or I'm going to answer it honestly. If you're not going to be offended by asking, don't play the victim and get offended by my answer. My name is ThatDamn Trip. It's not something that we just make up. You can figure out why they call me that. But let's get to the questions. Let's get to the answers. Not going to be on here long, but I wanted to let y'all know that this is the end. I probably won't talk too much more about this. We're going to get to what the One Successful Failure podcast is supposed to be about. It's not about my life. It's about my life as a fuck up. It's about my life as a failure. It's about my life as a success. Let's get to the questions, man. I told you, we want to see you in them goddamn comments. And just like promised, I'm finna jump in them too. All right, I'm gonna start with an easy one. Whoever this is, very easy. Besides the podcast, what are your other methods for healing that you put into effect? Well, first of all, I need to heal with a towel because I don't think I was ready for this. I'm sweating like a big girl on her third Richard Simmons workout tape. And I'm showing my age. A lot of y'all don't know who Richard Simmons is. But probably my other efforts for healing is going to be therapy. I am taking therapy. I am doing my thing, pouring my heart out to somebody professional. I'm acknowledging the flaws that I had myself. I am doing some soul searching. I know that shit sounds crazy because a lot of us black people don't think therapy and soul searching and isolation is real. I've been, besides this set, besides church, I don't really leave the house. I go work out with my trainer. I go to work. Yeah, I work. Until y'all get me to 1 million subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, your girl's still gonna be working. I go to work, I go to church, and I'm here in isolation. And it's not that I'm hiding. It's not that I'm ashamed of anything. I'm taking some time for me. I'm taking some time to, for one time in my life, listen to myself. Listen to my thoughts. Sit in my own bullshit. Because yeah, I got bullshit. I got problems. I got issues that I need to deal with. So I'm working those out. I'm working them out with a therapist. I'm working them out with myself. I'm working them out with God. I'm working them out with the universe. And I'm working them out by getting fine too. I've been working out and putting some of that stress into a more positive aspect and sharing my things with you. So that was an excellent question. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I will be doing to heal. I will be taking some time for me. I will not be jumping into a new relationship because if y'all looked at part 5, I got some fucking issues. I don't even know what it is to be with somebody else right now. I don't even know what it is to be with myself. So I'm going to be taking time. I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be figuring out my likes and my don't likes. I'm going to be spending more time with God. I'm going to be spending more time with myself. I'm going to be spending more time with family. The family that I have left. The ones who haven't slid sides on me. I'm not even tripping. Yeah, I'm talking about y'all too. But I'm going to be taking time to appreciate the small things. I consumed a lot of my time with this relationship, 14 years. I let someone else consume a lot of me. Right now, on this healing journey, I'm going to start consuming my goddamn self. I'm going to start getting to know me. I'm going to start exploring me. So that's what I'm going to be doing. When I went through something similar, I had a ton of girls hit me up that my husband had been cheating on them. Has any other hussies? That's a beautiful word. Actually, I'm not going to say any hussies have come out of the woodworks. As far as I know, you hear me saying that, because the motherfucker was good. This is the only person that she cheated with. But I will let y'all know something that y'all didn't know. I just gave a special shout out to someone to let me know something. I thought this relationship started in 2020 when I told you all. But I did find out that she had been cheating for over 5 years. They have been going back and forth. They have been doing all kind of shit that I never would have known. If you do know me, if you do know her, a lot of y'all thought we had the perfect relationship. We were together like 24/7. No, we weren't codependent. No, I knew who I was. She knew who she was. No, it wasn't an entanglement and all that shit. We enjoyed each other. Well, I thought we did. I enjoyed her. She made me laugh. I made her smile. She taught me things. You can tell she taught me some shit. She taught me to protect myself at all motherfucking times. But she taught me some shit. She was a younger person. I was an older person. My whole life I had to do all kind of older person shit that I shouldn't have to do. I never knew how to be a child. I never knew how to be playful. I was always fucking serious. She allowed me to be playful. She allowed me to have fun. She encouraged me just to be an open spirit. So there were things that we were taught from one another. So I don't understand how for 5 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for 5 fucking years, she has been doing this with this person. I only knew about 2. I was telling y'all about 2 or 3. 2020, we're in 2023. I don't even know what year we're in. This year has blown by. This has been the roughest 6 months of my motherfucking life. And it still hasn't stopped. I gotta watch the person that I love be right back loving somebody else. She didn't even give it a break. But I ain't the one to gossip. But you did fucking hear that from me. I gotta watch the person that I love do the baby shit. Do the housewife shit with somebody else. My boy had a shirt that said, don't do wifey shit for fuck boys. Well, I feel like a fuck wifey is doing some shit for a fuck boy. And I'm sorry, y'all. I told you I'm going to be live and it's going to be me. So it hasn't been any other hussies. It hasn't been any other, I guess, women or men. But I did find out that it's been way longer than what I thought. This has been a 5-year backstab. And the blood is pouring out of me right now. So I appreciate that question. You know, what makes it even worse is I almost didn't know how to answer it because you asked me about other hussies. I would have never expected my wife to be cheating, let alone to be cheating with a man. Y'all don't know. She was running for lesbian mayor. She was like, da, 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 super lesbian. If you know me and know her, she encouraged me to be out and proud. I was very closeted. My father's a pastor. I'm from Oklahoma. There's just some shit you don't do. I mean, you do it. Not that I was ever in the closet, but I wasn't in the streets with it. And she was out and proud. She made me know it's okay to love who you want to love, be who you want to be. When I met the motherfucker, she was rocking rainbow tennis shoes and a rainbow belt like that, out and proud, going to Pride. Right before she cheated in the summer, she was hitting me about going to Pride. So I wasn't expecting a man. It probably would have felt better if it was a woman. But I don't think any woman could compare to me with her. So she had to go to a man. Hopefully he's sensitive and can do all that shit. I don't really fucking know. But it wasn't any other hussies. I don't know if it was any other men. But it doesn't take any more to come out the woodworks. This shit damaged me enough. I don't really need to hear about it anymore. I don't really care to hear about it anymore. And anybody that knows anymore, fuck off. You should have been telling me when I was with her and you knew what was going on. So that's the answer to that. But that was a really dope question. I really appreciate you. Let's see what else we got. Oh, shit, we're blowing up. Yeah, 5 years. You say trifling. I say dirty. I say foul. I say, what the fuck? You going doing this and bringing it back home to me. You telling me every day, baby, I love you so much. I want to have kids with you. I want to have a future with you. This girl has been in the life of all of my nieces and nephews since they've been born. Or I got a couple of older nieces and nephews, but I didn't know them. When I met them, she met them. Matter of fact, I got a niece that's up in her 20s. She met her before I met her. That's how intertwined she is with my family. That's how much she meant to me and my family. So yeah, when I found out it had been going for 5 years, that she had been carrying this lie and this drama and this fuck shit for 5 years, I found out that everything that she was buying me, she was buying him. Shout out to me and the nigga for having the same matching tennis shoes. Like, I didn't even know that was that. Where was she getting the money from? Because, I don't know. But, yeah, she would buy me stuff and buy him the exact same thing. What makes it even worse is for the whole 5 years, he knew. He knew who I was. He watched us get married. He watched everything. What kind of fuckboy allows your quote-unquote girlfriend to go live an entire life with somebody else and still be sitting in the wings waiting? It's weird because I'm not going to say who, but somebody posted the other day, your soulmate may be in another relationship and it's your job to ruin that. Well, I guess they were just sitting in the wings waiting to ruin their own relationships and be together. 5 years and now it's counting. So we were together 14 years. Him and her been doing whatever for 5 years. The question I got to ask myself now is, which one of us is really the side bitch? I don't even know anymore. I guess I was a side chick because whatever. Let's get to the next one. The ultimate episode when you two can cross each other. Fuck that. I'm not even going to read the rest of this question. I know forgiveness is what we all should be searching for. And I know we live in the same city. I know this was my best friend. I know how much I loved and still love this person. But I will never forgive someone who took my private, most intimate, most personal dreams, goals, visions, and used them against me. I don't want to see this person anymore. I say it right now at the time that I'm not healed. I'm so glad that I've been in isolation. That's another reason why I've been in isolation. Because this motherfucker right now is living my life. She's taking old boy to go through things that I've taught her, showed her, taken her. She's going around doing the exact same things. See, she doesn't feel like she's done anything wrong. Most narcissists don't. Most gaslighters don't. If you know the definition of a gaslighter, it's somebody who can't even fucking see reality or makes you not see reality so that they can see their story and see nothing wrong with what they're doing. So she sees nothing wrong with what she did to myself or to her. She did some stuff to herself too. She's damaged her reputation. She's gone on to going straight into another relationship without healing. She hasn't even learned from her mistakes. So I can't go out and leave myself in isolation because I don't want to bump into somebody who's living my life in my places with my friends. I can say right now I'm not healed. I won't be able to control myself. And no, I ain't talking about fighting. She's fucking pregnant. I wouldn't put my hands on her. Through our whole relationship, I've never put my hands on her. I've blocked some hands, but I've never put my hands on her. But when I say I can't control myself, I wouldn't be able to control my emotions. I wouldn't be able to control this mouth. New Teeth by Oral Harmony. Yeah, shameless plug right there. I don't really tripping. But I wouldn't be able to control how I feel and what I say and what I do. And no matter how much I think I've healed, 100 steps forward, I know if I was a seer right now, anytime soon, I'm going to take like 50 steps backwards. So I don't think the ultimate episode is going to happen where we reconvene and make amends. There's no way I would be able to do that. There's no way I'm going to be able to see her years down the road and she's walking with her child and whether him and her are still together. There's no way I'm going to be able to look at that kid and be like, oh, I don't know where you came from. Yeah, I know where the fuck you came from. You came from my support of your mama and your daddy cheating behind my fucking back. And I don't think I'll ever be able to recover from that. Will I move on? Yeah, I'll move on. Will my heart heal? It'll heal. But that crack will still be there. And I don't want anybody to re-injure the cracks, rip off the Band-Aid, chop my shit up any more than it is. It is what it is. And I can say now that I'm healing a little bit, She had the best of me at that time. She had what I had to give her at that time as I did her. But she doesn't deserve the rest of me. She doesn't deserve the next best of me. So therefore, she won't get anything else from me. And with the help of you all, we're going to get to 1 million subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, and we're going to be long gone. And she had the opportunity to ride this motherfucking ride, and she chose to get on that other horse and ride it. So she can ride that other horse onto the fucking sunset and on to that ultimate episode. So thank you for that question. I appreciate it, but she doesn't deserve the best of me from here on out. It's going to take a long while, but I'm going to do great, sweetie. Keep telling my truth, and it's definitely setting you free. Listen, I don't know who the fuck you are, but I appreciate people like you. And yes, it's going to take a long time. I don't only have to heal from what she did. I got to heal from the toxic shit that I did. I got to heal from what I've discovered through telling this story. My mama and daddy issues were. My grandparents' issue were. My own personal issue were. My gay issues were. I got a lot to heal from, to work through, to work out. So a long time is an understatement. And I think that's what a lot of you all don't understand. Like you're saying that I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be telling my truth. It's my fucking truth. I said in some of these episodes, the issues that I had with my own brother. I had to deal with pouring my heart out and saying certain things about my mom. Knowing that my mom is one of my biggest fans. See, y'all only hear a little bit. You heard what I said negative about my mom, and you're like, oh shit, you shouldn't be talking about your mom. And me and my mom have a relationship. My mom knows our situations. I said what I said because maybe my mom didn't know how I felt at the time. If she knew how I felt about the nerves of getting married, if she knew how nervous I was, how scared I was, how confused I was, if she would have known the situation that was going on with me and my wife, I can't say that she still would have made the same jokes. If she really would have known what my brother had said to me, had texted me, I can't say that she would have supported him. There's a lot of things that I can't say, but I take that responsibility. I didn't tell her, so she responded the way she responded. I don't have any hate for her. I'm not mad, but it is what it is. I told the story what it was. So a lot of you thought I was slandering my mom. I was saying what it was. No, my mom knows I wasn't slandering with her. I think it might have hurt her feelings that I mentioned her in it. But at the same time, too, my mom's a big girl. And I think it gave my mom a little bit of clarity, a little bit of insight on what her daughter was going through, on what her daughter was dealing with. It might have gave her a little bit of insight of why I was going so fucking crazy sometimes. She might have known now why I was blowing up and shit that she had no idea about. I was holding a lot in. My mom expects a lot from me. She expects me to be the strong one. She expects me to be the one to carry all the weight because I've carried it our entire lives. So maybe if I would have told my truth then, maybe it wouldn't have went that way. Who knows? Maybe it would have. We can't say. Now, maybe an ultimate episode, I might have my mama on here. Somebody had to create this successful fuck up. But my mama watches every episode. We still talk. She still knows what's going on. And saying it right now to my mama, this is my truth. It has nothing to do about you, but it has everything to do about us. I do feel like if you would have known, if I would have been truthful before, we wouldn't have been down this road. It wouldn't have got mentioned that way in the episode, but it is what it is, and I appreciate your support all the time. I appreciate everything you do for me, the learning lessons that I've gotten, and we're going to be truthful from here on out. So thank you for that truth question. Let me see who I missed. Why did I stay with her with all the red flags? They weren't red. I can make a joke and tell you that I'm colorblind, but if you know anybody that's colorblind, red is the one color that we can see. But hopefully you jumped on at this at the beginning. Every day wasn't like that. Every day wasn't a red flag, or, you know, when you're watching football, you see the actual flag thrown. But I bet you didn't see the play. You don't see the play until we look up at the Jumbotron and they rewind it and we get to see, holding on the play. So the red flag was valid. I don't know who you are, and I don't know if you're in a relationship, but have you ever stayed from a red flag? Have you ever presented a red flag and hope that the person that you was with defended you, understood you, realized that it might have been a fuck up at the time, I really can't answer that. But I didn't see red. I saw that she was 10 years younger than me. I saw that I had never been in a full-fledged serious relationship. I saw that she hadn't either. I saw that we was working this shit out as we were going. If you have the red flag relationship handbook, make sure you send it to me. I'm going to put my P.O. box down in the comments and in the section and in the description so you can see me the red flag relationship handbook. Since you know what all the red flags are by watching them. But I didn't know. My grandmother, one of my grandmothers, well, both of my grandmothers, I'll get a little bit personal here. They're two of my favorite people in the world. I watched both of my grandmothers be in relationships their entire lives with the same men. My grandfathers are probably some of my other favorite people in the world. R.I.P., both of them are dead. Of course, the ladies outlived the men in my family. But my grandfathers weren't some of the greatest, the best people. They were mean. They were sometimes verbally abusive. But they provided. They were there. They loved their women. And sometimes when they would fuck up, they would make it up with gifts. They would make it up with trips. They would make it up with... So I didn't know. Whenever she would fuck up, she would make it up. Whenever I would fuck up, all I knew was to make it up. Both of my grandparents' relationships lasted 47 and 48 years respectively. All I knew was if you make a commitment, you stick with it. Whoever asked that question, you've probably never been married. Sometimes it's for better or for worse. I think a lot of y'all missed the fucking for worse part. There are going to be some for worse. Whoever you are, you got me sweating. Lord Jesus. I'm not going to sip some tea, but I am going to sip some water. All I can say was, you do some stupid shit when you're in love. Ask Beyonce. She wrote the song Crazy in Love. I mean, you just do things sometimes. You stay sometimes. I don't know if anybody's ever stepped out on you and you came back or you stayed. Or if you're such a great person that when you see the first red flag, you're out of there. You know, sometimes that means you're emotionally detached. Sometimes you got to allow yourself to be hurt so that you know what it is to heal and move on. Sometimes you got to get fucked over so you know how to forgive. It's not Monday morning. This wasn't the Sunday night football game. I couldn't see the play. That's all I can say. I fucked up. I was in love. I was in lust. She had my heart. It was for better or for worse. Now I'm seeing the for worse. That's what it is. Hell yeah, I thought I could change her. Good question. Did I think I could change her? It wasn't my job to fix her. Let's get that straight. I never thought I could fix her or change her, but I did think that if I stuck by her, if I didn't do what she did, if I didn't retaliate, if I helped support her, if I tried to understand her, then maybe she would change herself. There was a lot of flaws that I have. Let's be honest. I'm hoping that she jumped on this motherfucker so she could hear my confessions. There was a lot she didn't like about me. She didn't tell me, but I had to read the fucking notes when she took off. Yeah, she had a notebook, taking little notes about me, that's some fuck shit. There was a lot that I wasn't the best at. It's not because I didn't want to be. I didn't know how. I didn't know what was wrong that she didn't like until she told me. And when she told me, I did my best to fix it, or change it, or correct it, or ignore it. I didn't fix everything she didn't like. Oh well, the things that she didn't like about me were the same things that she fucking liked about me in the beginning. Until somebody got in her goddamn ear. See, back in the day, we called him a dirty Mac. The funniest thing is, the only way he could get her was talk bad about me. So if I knew that she was listening to someone else instead of listening to herself, I wouldn't have been trying to change, correct, fix, tolerate, none of this shit. But yeah, to a certain extent, I thought that I could help her to change. I thought I could help her to see her actions was hurting someone else that she supposedly loved, and she would fix it. I thought I could just be there and stand by somebody, and that's what I tried to do. And if it wouldn't have blown up the way that it probably did blow up, I can't say that I wouldn't still be there. I was going through therapy. I wasn't really trying to change her. I was listening to her gaslighting ass narcissistic ways, and I was really trying to change myself for her. So did I think I was going to change her? Nah. Was I trying to stick with her with her flaws and all? Yeah. So some of the fucking red flags should be thrown on my ass too, because I stayed when I shouldn't have. Red flag number 1. I got to know from here on out when to fucking go. There's a lot of times I don't know when to quit. That's a red flag on myself again. So I didn't know how to change me, let alone change somebody else. I was just hoping that we would change together for the better. I was just hoping that this relationship was going to change my life. I had been alone my entire life. I was tired of being alone. I was enjoying life with somebody else. I was enjoying the change, no matter who it was that was changing. So by trying to change her, I ended up changing myself, or by trying to allow her to change, I ended up changing myself for the better. And I think that's the best change that I could have got out of it. So, excellent question. I appreciate that. Who talking about bring my mama? That must be somebody that know my mama. Shout out to my mama. Y'all go follow my mama on Facebook. We got the same damn name. My mama is somebody who unapologetically is always going to be herself. And that's another reason why I mentioned her in the podcast. If you think your mama is perfect, she lying to you. She fronting. One thing I've always respected about my mama is no matter what she had to do, my mama is going to be my mama, good or bad. My mama is unapologetically Susan. Susan goddamn triplet. So for her to be able to watch what I'm going through, for her to sit and go through the whole 14 years with me, shout out to my mama. And no, I won't be bringing her on here, because then y'all won't tune and watch me anymore. Y'all will be cheering for my mama. We want mama. We want mama. So shout out to moms, and then shout out to whoever asked for me to bring my mama on here. I don't think we got enough camera time for me to bring my mama on here, because if y'all think I can talk, that lady can talk. But, you know, shout out to that damn Susan. Somebody just asked that they're sure that she has watched the episodes. Has she ever sent me or reached out to say she's sorry? You must not know my motherfucking wife. No, she ain't sorry. No, she'll never be sorry. No, she hasn't reached out to me, because in order for her to do that, the narcissistic gaslighting ass tramposa would have to admit that she's wrong. And if you don't know my wife, she ain't never wrong. Now, she might not be right, but she will never be wrong in her eyes. She will argue you to the fucking death. If she didn't know something, she'll change the question on you to make it to be something that she did know the answer to, but she was just asking you to see what the fuck you was gonna say. No, she hasn't reached out to me. I don't know if I would accept it if she did reach out to me. So, slippery slope. But you gotta realize, a narcissist and a gaslighter, and those are the things that I say nicely about her in front of you all, not in my motherfucking private time. They don't see what they're doing to someone else. The craziest thing is she don't even see what she did to herself. She don't even see where she fucked up in the situation. According to her, this is what she left me: a note, a post-it note, before all this blew up and I got all the way done in. And the post-it note said, "What do I want and what am I willing to do to get it?" She showed what she was willing to do to get it. So in her mind, she didn't do anything wrong. She did whatever the fuck she was willing to do to get to her ultimate goal. And her ultimate goal was obviously Stephanie. I don't know what else to tell you, but she's not wrong in her eyes. It's crazy because a lot of times, still, during this healing journey, I had to sit and ask myself, man, are you the one that's really the fuck up? Are you making this more than what it is? Am I the poor fucking loser? Am I just sitting here crying because I lost and he won? Like, I'm really going that crazy with it sometimes, because she was so adamant to get to her ultimate goal, which was that she didn't do anything wrong. it's weird because this is the month of July, and if you watched episode 4, all 4 parts, we got married in July. So I haven't been on a lot of my social media because you know what Facebook does. Those fucking memories have been coming up every day. And I have seen these memories that pop up on her page that comes to me. No, I don't follow her. No, I'm not friends with any of her shit anymore. No, I don't stalk her page, but I'm tagged in it. So the things that I'm tagged in, it shows up on my page too. And the entire month of July, I've been having to watch things about our wedding, things about our life. A fucking memory came up today where I had taken a picture in a sweatshirt. And right after we got married, she went and took that sweatshirt and did a little reel and blended us together and said, "We are one." She still has reels up about me that says I'm her world, I'm her life, and this next chapter after we got married is going to be fucking phenomenal, which is weird. She's living a whole life with someone else now, and I don't know why she hasn't taken it down. I don't know why she hasn't worked to erase me the same way that I'm working to erase her. I don't know. But she's not sorry. She doesn't see that she's done anything wrong. And no, she hasn't reached out to me. But maybe by leaving the memories up and allowing me to see them and allowing me to fester in them, maybe that's her way of saying sorry. Maybe that's her way of saying, oh, I was in it at the time, which couldn't have been true. But I don't know, man. If you know who she is, make sure you hit her goddamn inbox and you ask her, hey, are you fucking sorry? And pause, pattern interrupt. I'm going to throw a little white flag on the plate. 20-second timeout from the questions. I hope the people that know me and know her are in her inbox the same as you're in mine. I got to hear it from y'all. Why you doing this? Why you putting her out there? Have any of y'all inboxed her and say, what the fuck was you doing? Why the fuck would you do this girl like that supported you, that you supported? Why did you lie to all of us? If you're not going to go and ask her shit, don't ask me nothing after this last Q&A, because I ain't doing no more motherfucking interviews. I ain't answering no more DMs. Back to the Q&A. You're ridiculous. Shout out to my boy, Michael C in the comments. He's crazy. I said I wasn't going to keep y'all on here long. First of all, I appreciate all of these questions. I do want to address something. I don't know who y'all are when I see some of the comments. A lot of y'all like throw rocks and hide your hand. I think that's kind of gay, and I don't mean that in a homosexual way. I mean, that's kind of foul. Like, I'm sitting out here exposing myself and telling my truth, and then you ask me questions or you say crazy comments, and I don't even know who you are. But I like them. Keep meeting me in them goddamn comments. But there's a couple of people that's like, yep, I'm back for the nonsense. Yep, I'm back for the this. Yeah, it was nonsense. It was crazy. And I pray that whoever you are that thinks it's nonsense but kept watching, I pray that you never have to go through this. And I pray that you never have to look back on the 4-part series, I Married a Cheater. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it, because I really, really did. I pray that you never have to use this 4-part series as a point of reference. I pray that you never go through any nonsense of your own. But if and when you do, don't get mad when somebody tells you how crazy you are, how this is nonsense, how this is dumb, but they still tune in and sit back and watch your life. I pray that nobody thinks your life is nonsense but keeps chiming in and eating their guac and their popcorn while they're watching your story unfold. I'm not upset. I'm just saying, I don't need you to be sensitive in the comments. I want y'all to bring it to me real. But you need to think about it before you put some of this shit out there. What would you have done? And I know a lot of you saying, I'd have left at the same minute. I'd have watched episode 5, The Toxic Sex. There is a lot of things that kept me there. I'm not going to go into it. I will say this publicly on record in front of all you all. I've said a lot of bad things. If she got some help, if she could admit where she was wrong, a lot of you all know her. She's a great person. She can be a great person. Let me take that out of my vocabulary. Anybody that does the shit that she did at the end for the past 5 years is not a great person. But she could be a great person. I've seen her open her heart. I've seen her be decent. I've seen her pour love into me. But I've also seen her with a whole bunch of secrets. And I've also seen her do a whole bunch of foul shit. And I've also seen her surround herself with people who don't have her best interests at heart. The motherfucking traitor that I speak of, I think that person is miserable. And I think that person wanted company in their misery. So that's why they played both roles, as the accomplice and as the witness. Because they wanted to make sure that the mess got even messier, and then they wanted to be Captain Save-A-Ho. So that nobody would be looking at their mess. Like I said, a lot of people want to throw rocks and hide their hands. I seem to be the only one that's been telling the truth, no matter what it did to me, no matter how it damaged me, no matter how it made it look like nonsense on my part. I'm willing to take that. I'm willing to be that. The same way as I was willing to pour my heart into this. The same way I was willing to, go 14 years with all of the fucking red flags that I saw. So, I don't know. Keep jumping in them comments, but think about it before you comment on somebody else's life. Because you might be single. And that's some fucking nonsense too. All right. Do what I must to heal. More keeping the peace with others while in conflict with yourself. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I'm in conflict with myself. I said sometimes I be thinking, did I cause this? Were my actions what drove her to Stephanie? Was I not a good enough person for her to stay? How am I going to be good enough for the next person if this person that I was with for 14 years don't even want to be there? Fuck all that. A narcissist and a gaslighter can get into your brain and make you think some crazy shit. I can't second guess me anymore. I'm getting out of the conflict with myself, but it's not an easy thing. Like I said, I've been in conflict with myself my whole life. Did my daddy really love me? If he did, why'd he leave? Did my mama really love me? If she did, why she pick my brother over me all the time? Is the I the ooh the I? Did my friends do this? If they did, why they talk about me to that person? I think we're always going to have a little conflict. The universe is always going to provide the push and the pull and allow us to pick which side that we're on. Right now I'm pushing and I'm pulling. But I hope to do a lot more pulling than I am pushing. I don't want to resist it anymore. That's why I'm going to work through the personal conflicts. That's why I'm in my isolation. That's why I built this motherfucking set. Nice set. I told you I'm going to make this yellow chair famous. But that's why I did this. That's why I'm working it through. But I'm not working it through alone. I'm working it through with you all. I'm working it through with my therapist. I'm working it through with these goddamn comments. And at the end of this failure, this part of my life will be a success. And then on to the next failure. And work through that. And then on to... I pray that I have 50 million more fucking failures to discuss with you all. Just not like this one. Not like this. Not with another tramposa. Not nothing like this. I pray that my next relationship there is one. Matter of fact, there is one. I pray that my next relationship is with myself, and it's way better than the last one I just got out of. So, like I said, I'm not going to keep y'all super long. I appreciate them. I'm going to take a few more of the Q's. I'm going to have a couple of A's, and then we're going to be out this thing. Let me see. Do I have any pictures in my phone of her still? Man, I have a phone full of pictures of her. If you watched all the episodes, I had a jump drive full of pictures of her. Thank God she took them. The reason why they're still in my phone, if you would have listened to the episode as well, man, I'm old. I don't be knowing how to go and clear my phone and take all those pictures out and hook it up to the jump drive and all this, that, and the third. And it sounds like an excuse, but it's not. I don't really have the time to go through and clear it. But it does pop up in my memories, and I do see pictures of her. And at first, when this first happened, I thought it was what I needed. I was like, oh man, I get to see her. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. Oh my God. But now the shit is traumatizing. And I do need to clear it out of my phone. I need to clear it out of my brain so that I can move on. The reason why I haven't is because it's going to force me to look at them. And sometimes it's going to force me to see her smile and see my smile with her smile. And again, start to question myself. Was all of it bad? Oh my God. And I don't want to do that right now. I'm not really trying to relive it because I'm still living it. This is somebody that I'm still married to. We're not even close to the divorce phase, and she's already playing house and pregnant with someone else's kid. I don't want to think about all of that. I try my best every day to get up, work out at 5:30 in the morning, and I do that now so that is not the first thing that's on my brain. Because when this first happened, she was the first fucking thing on my mind. She was the first fucking thing on my mind in the morning. She was the first fucking thing, last fucking thing when I went to sleep. I don't want to go through the pictures right now because it hurts. Like, it hurts like crazy. It hurts to see that beautiful smile, that face sometimes, and then I think back to the stories. I think back to the lies. I think back to the trips. I think back to the toxic sex. I think back to how my nieces and nephews miss her right now, and I can't explain to them, oh yeah, she ain't dead. She over there playing house with somebody else. They'll never understand it. It hurts all the pressure that's still on me from this person. So eventually, I'm going to clear out my phone, or I'm going to break that motherfucker to where all the memories are erased and I have to start over. But right now, it's painful. Like, I probably got 4,500, 5,000 pictures in my phone. No joke. I got one of the newest of the iPhones, and shit, probably 2,500 of them is me and her. Out of that 2,500 that's me and her, probably 2,000 of them are just her. I told y'all she thought she was going to be Instagram famous. She was a camera whore. She jumped into my cameras and my pictures all the fucking time. If you know her, you know her. I'm not making any jokes. I'm not making any slander. Y'all know her. She loved to be in the camera. So guess what? I'm giving you exactly what you want. Smile. The camera's on you. Do I still follow her on social media? No, I don't. I don't, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I do know that she is reenacting my life with this dude. I do know some of the things that I did for her, she's doing for him. She wants to be the man. I said that in the episodes. I don't need to follow her because I have enough people inboxing me and being my friend and sending me stuff and saying, I thought you might want. No, I don't fucking want to see it. I don't follow her the same reason why I don't look at the pictures. Man, it hurts. I openly, wholeheartedly trusted, loved, befriended this person. Let's pause on her being my wife. This was my best friend. Imagine you having a best friend. Let's just say a non-sexual, platonic. Imagine you having a best friend today, and then tomorrow, without any warning, hesitation, signs, anything, you can no longer speak to them. You are told that they hate you. You are told that from here on out, you're the fucking enemy. Imagine how that feels. Would you want to watch your best friend every day skip to the motherfucking loo and brag about what's going on in their life and pretend to be so happy? Whether she's pretending or not, I don't know if she's happy or not. But would you want to see that? And would you sit there and wonder, well, why can't I be with my best friend? I want to go where she going. I want to do what she doing. I want to be with her. What's wrong with me? Now fuck that. I got enough people watching her social media to where I don't need to watch it. It's just not something that I'm interested in. It's kind of disgusting to me. And I don't mean she's doing disgusting things, but yeah, at the same time, she's doing disgusting things. I got to watch her being pregnant by a man, something that we talked about that she would never do. I got to watch her still be with friends that I had before that aren't fucking with me anymore because they feel like I'm the one that did this or whatever the narrative is she painted. I got to watch her still bragging about things that we planted the seed together. I don't want to see any of that. And it's just a painful experience. And I was with her for 14 years. Whoever asked that question, if you've ever been with somebody 14 years, 14 months, 14 days, you start to know them. And you can start to look at them. And if you look at their social media and you see what they're presenting to everybody else, you can look all through that and be like, that motherfucker ain't happy. Oh, that motherfucker is lying on this. Oh, God, why is she doing that? She said she would never do that. Those are some things that I don't want to have to see through because it's going to allow me to make excuses for her and her behavior and still torture myself and not heal. So I'm not going to say I have her blocked on everything, but I don't look, it's torture for me. And in my mind, it ain't real. Because if our 14 years, or at least the last 5 years of it that she been over there with Stephanie, if that wasn't real, I don't know what the fuck is real anymore. So I don't want to see any more of her stories. Literally, I don't want to see any more of her stories. And what a lot of y'all didn't know, I said it a lot of times in the episode, I hadn't followed her on her story or anything like that for 2.5 years. She had gotten very rude and disrespectful on her story. That was her way of communicating with me without communicating with me. And maybe I'm the narcissist. But if I was to watch her story and some of the things that she's probably posting right now, my ass would probably think that they're directed towards me, or they're pointing at me, or she's doing it to get my attention. And I might not all the way be wrong. But like I said, she doesn't deserve the best of me. She doesn't deserve my attention anymore. Let somebody else look at it. Let fucking Stephanie stalk it. Let Stephanie's friends, family, and all that. Let her friends, family. Let the traders, friends, and family. Let all the people that believe whatever they want to believe watch it. She's got enough motherfucking followers. She doesn't need me. She's proven that she doesn't need me. I'm going to do one or two, and I'm up out of here. Oh, I see an old person on here said they hope that I'm okay. Well, if you've been on since 8 o'clock, or if you've been following for the last 6 months, and you know yourself, no, I'm not okay. And I hide my hurt with a smile, and I try to move forward and do what I need to do. But if anybody is wondering, no, I'm not okay. I'm hurt. I'm broken. Man, I'm fucked up. I said it. I don't even know what it is to speak in me's anymore. I've speak in we's. And it's not just with her. I'm realizing my whole life I've always played team ball. I never played a solo sport. So I'm kind of lost right now. Like, I have to close all the doors when I go to sleep because I've never been in a place by myself and I don't like to see the doors open. I'm kind of confused about what's really going on. I don't trust myself anymore. I second guess myself a lot of times. And that shit is not okay. So if anybody has been through what I've been through, and I'm not just saying been through, if anybody has put theyself through what I put myself through, according to a lot of y'all, you would know that I'm not okay. But I will be once I get to the other side of this foolishness, this nonsense, according to a couple of people in the comments. I'll be okay. I'm the queen of bouncing back. I've known this my whole life. I've never had a choice. Somebody said, man, Trip, if nothing else, you're resilient. I think that is a dumbass word. Merriam-Webster, whoever you are, fuck off for making that word. I'm not resilient. I don't have any other choices. It doesn't matter if I'm okay or not. Y'all see these lights? They still got to be paid. You see this rent? It still got to be paid. You see this amazing motherfucking smile I went and got? I still got to pay for all of that. If I stop, shit stops. So whether I'm okay or not, one foot in front of the other, I got to keep it pushing. So I will be okay. I'm learning to be okay with what happened. I'm learning to be okay with things. And it is what it is. I'm going to take one more. I'm going to see what we got. It's the honesty for me. Shout out to my homie for putting that up. I have never known anything but honesty. Some of my honesty has been fucked up. Just like I said about the situation with me and my mom. There's some things that I probably should keep to myself, but that wouldn't be honest. I kept some things to myself for 2.5, 3 years. And you see where it got me. I have to be honest with you all right now because I'm learning to be honest with myself. Those red flags that I didn't see, I probably would have saw them if I was being honest with myself. Those things that I allowed to go on, I honestly probably saw them and chose to look the other way. So, dishonest hasn't worked out for me well. When I was younger, I don't know how old y'all are. I told how old I am. Hey, man, if I was lying, I was getting my ass towed up. My big mother, R.I.P., she was a very strong, proud black woman at a time that it wasn't cool for black women to be strong and proud. And she would say some of the most fucked up shit at some of the most fucked up of times. But she was always honest. Brutally honest sometimes. And I'm trying to work past the brutal part and just stick with the honesty. Because if I can't be honest with you all, I can't be honest with myself. And so I have to accept the responsibility where it is. I play my part in it. You know, I wasn't the best all the time. According to my wife, I didn't clean up after myself. According to my wife, you know, I would do things and I would be on a short fuse. According to my wife, I had a temper problem. You would fucking too if somebody was lying to you and cheating behind your back. But that's what gaslighters do. But one thing I've never done to her, I didn't lie. That's why she would get mad at me sometimes. She would want me to tell her something that wasn't true in my eyes. She wanted me to pump her up, even though I didn't believe it some of the times. And I almost fell into the trap. I think that some of the things that broke up our relationship is I wasn't hiding the honesty anymore. I was never being dishonest. I just was tapering or quieting my honesty. Like right now, I'm honestly sweating in these goddamn lights behind these cameras, answering these questions. I'm being openly honest, and that's all I can do from here. I've done it before, but I was quietly honest. I was embarrassed about situations, but there's nothing to be embarrassed about anymore. You know, shit happens. There's always going to be people who are looking out for self. And I know y'all hear these things on Instagram. Oh, self-love. And you should love yourself first. And you should, hey man, that's all good and cool. Love you, do you, boo. But not at the expense of somebody else. Love yourself, but you don't have to shit on someone else in the process. Be honest with other people, but be honest with yourself first. And I'm being honest with myself at the same time I'm being honest with y'all. And that's just what it is. I told y'all I was going to answer this question and answer. I wasn't going to slander anybody. If I was going to slander anybody, it was going to be myself. And that's what I'm here for. I got one more question. I appreciate all y'all for jumping on. We're going to do one more. Let me see what I got in here. Oh, all right. Somebody said, I saw you did an interview with Royce Reed. Is that real? I should have asked that question or read that question out before I just answered it honestly. Hell yeah, it's motherfucking real. And it'll be dropping. I probably shouldn't say this. That motherfucker's dropping tomorrow. Y'all are going to get to see not only the real me, but the real Royce Reed. Y'all think I got some drama? She got some drama too. But what's so good about it is Royce Reed watched the 4 parts of the 4-part series that I shot out and put out. And she figured if I could be vulnerable about the shit that I was going through in my life, it was time for her to be vulnerable about the shit that she's going through in her life too. So shout out to whoever watched that question, because you know what that means? That means you're a real supporter. That means you are really checking out some of the things that we got going on the One Successful Failure podcast. And that means you are real because you recognize real. And tomorrow, y'all are going to get to see probably part 1 of the, I don't know how many part series it is going to be with Royce Reed, because she got so real. It was only supposed to be 30, 45 minutes, whatever. Yo, I can brag and say I spent last Friday night with her. I was in her bedroom. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the picture. Check it. I'm going to post it. Y'all will see what I mean by I was in her bedroom. I got to spend last Friday night with Royce Reed, and you're going to get to spend tomorrow night or whatever night you choose to watch it with the real Royce Reed herself. So I am out of here on that last question. I am glad somebody segued to something else, and we finally got up out of my shit. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm sweating like a prostitute in church. I felt like I was on the witness stand, but man, do I appreciate it. This was like a load off my shoulders. The crazy part is, shout out to my trainer, man. Today he had us doing shoulders and back, and that let me know that I can handle this shit. I was carrying the weight of the world on these shoulders, and we worked it out today, and I worked it out today with you all on this live Q&A. Everybody that chimed in, I appreciate you. I love you. I don't even know you. And I'm going to say again, I hope by my story, the nonsense, the foolishness, the red flags, me making a fool of myself, me making a fool out of her, whatever y'all think this was, if I can help one person recognize their own red flags, if I can help one person make a shift or a change in their relationship, if I can help one person not go to that goddamn courthouse if your stomach's telling you not to go, then man, all of this was one success. It's the One Successful Failure podcast, man. Y'all know who this is. You rocking with your girl Trip. Continue to be in them goddamn comments. I'm going back. I see my computer's right there. That's what I keep looking at. I'm going to go back to these comments. I'm going to meet you in them goddamn comments. I'm going to answer every single one of them on this. Meet us in them goddamn comments. Join that Royce Reed interview tomorrow. It's One Successful Failure podcast, man. Meet me in them comments. I'm going to be there. I promise. I'm out this thing, y'all.